What up, guys? So we're back to the old trane. It's been a few weeks. It's actually heating right now. Haven't looked at anything yet, but everything's normal, and those burners look really good actually. Burners look a lot better. They were looking a little rough when I started it up, but I think I was burning some of that off. So the goal today is I'm gonna let it run for a few minutes, but they sent me a gas valve, which don't think that's the problem, but I think I know what happened here. The biggest thing is I do have some gaskets, and we're gonna take the combustion motor back off, and I'm gonna try to get this plate off. We could not get the insulation on this inside of this plate is thick insulation type stuff. We saw it on the inside last time when I took the combustion motor off. So I'm gonna have to be careful and see if I can get into there to all the tubes to blow everything out real well, and then we'll kind of go from there. That insulation's not available, at least not readily available, and we're not going to wait 12 weeks. It'll be summertime by then. So let's see what we can do. We're going to take all this apart again, change the gas valve. When we got it all out, we're going to see if we can't get to all the tubes, blow it out, and get this guy good and clean. I think it's going to be all right. There's no problems with it now. We've had no other complaints. I like the way those burners look, but we'll just kind of go from there, start tearing things apart again. Alright, so she just cycled off. So we satisfied thermostat with no problems, no lockout. Let's tear this guy back apart. Motor's nice and cool, it feels alright. This guy'll probably be alright, but we're gonna see what we can do here. So orifices are clean, the burners look good, there's no nothing unusual with everything now. The wheel is pretty clean. A little bit of that insulation maybe on there, but nothing like it was before. So everything looks pretty good. Same way here. No real sooting on our inlet there, and all this looks the same clean as I had it prior. So we're gonna brush it all out. And this was just kind of a follow-up video. I wasn't really gonna record, but I had a little bit of space left after doing some editing, and I figured, hey, I'll give y'all an update if nothing else. Restrictor plate, that looks good. And other than the soot that we knew we had, it looks like I left it. So we haven't sooted up anymore. So here's the trick, is that insulation here that you see on the inside, I believe is on this entire plate. And I'm no engineer, but I'm pretty sure that insulation is just to keep the heat from the motor and this compartment here. So I'm gonna have to be very careful, because again, I can't get the insulation on the other side of that plate. It's two separate part numbers as well, so this is kind of exploratory to see, can I get this off safely without damaging anything? Can I get into all of my tubes? If I can, great. If I end up deciding that I can't, I will probably have to come back with the plate and possibly the insulation. It looks like it should become part of that plate, but I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna start tearing these screws out and just be very careful and easy and see if I can't work this plate off without damaging anything. And you can even see when I took those screws out, that insulation that's inside of there. So it's fragile, and I have a feeling as soon as I start pulling on it, it's gonna break off and start flaking. But I don't know till I start moving it. It's not terribly cold right now, so let's hope I don't fuck it up any worse than it already is. So I could see my plate moving a little bit once I took these side screws out. I think if I'm easy, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna have to be easy blowing it out. I've got to get everything kind of loose. I'm probably gonna get a little screwdriver in here and just kind of pry a little bit just to make sure everything's loose. It's just like this inside where it was hitting the plate on the inside, it kind of pulled off, and I think I'll be okay to get everything reattached as long as I don't damage it too bad. Could this have been done the first time? Yes. I didn't have the breakdown. I mean, you got to remember, I was coming to a no heat service call, or a gas smell service call. So when you get out here, it's I spent about 2 or 3 hours tearing it apart and blowing it out and cleaning it up. I didn't want to make anything worse at that point. It was kind of one of those, hey, it's working now, let's regroup and come up with a game plan for what we need to do, even though this isn't a 100% game plan, because when we found out we couldn't have the insulation, what do you do from there? So we at least came up with a good enough game plan to see what we could do to fix the problem altogether without having that insulation on the inside. That was the biggest concern, but I think we're going to be okay. I just got to be real easy and careful with all of this. Make sure I don't tear anything up. Then we'll have access to all the tubes, and we'll be able to kind of wipe down and scrub the inside. I've got a long brush, and we'll blow it out and get everything clean like it should have been. Almost like brand new. Well, I haven't fucked it up yet. So I've got the top's moving. So I'm like loose on the top, this bottom. Like that corner's moving. This corner is just kind of stationary. I'm getting it up and down, but it's not coming out. So I'm just trying to be careful. Again, very carefully doing all of this, because if I can get all this apart, clean, and back together, we don't have to mess with it again, and we don't have to wait 12 weeks for the insulation and the plate. Although, I mean, it's gonna be summer by then. I think it would have been all right till then, but here we are. It's mild out and we had time, so I'm gonna take my time and try to make it right. All right, so it was just this gasket here was kind of stuck on that corner, that bottom corner, but we got it all out. Nothing damaged. It all looks good. This is the worst damaged part, and that was from me blowing it out the first time. There was a screw. That's a screw head right there. So I mean, we can see the soot, which I mean, obviously we were gonna see. It's kind of what we were looking for. And those are the tubes that were gonna be the worst, because I really couldn't get to everything. They don't look awful. I mean, you can see some crap in there. So rag, again, I'm not gonna disturb any of the old gasket, or not gasket, but whatever the hell, that insulation, because it's gonna fill right back in. But I do want to come in and try to at least wipe this stuff down. It looks like they don't have too much longer on this heat exchanger anyways. It's from 17, so what's that, 324, 7 years old. I mean, they'll get a few more years out of it, but you can see the rust down inside too. And I think these tubes here are gonna be the worst as far as the soot goes. But pretty happy with it so far. We didn't tear anything up really. All that's reusable. We'll clean it up a bit and then go from there. Let's get some nitrogen up here. the soot is real. I'm gonna get my brush up here too. All these tubes are rusted to hell, but they're solid still. I've got, I don't know how long these tubes are. Can't be that damn long. And I've got a brush that'll reach all the way down. Actually, it's gonna be about perfect for the job. I'm not gonna be able to shove it in these because it's got the indentions on the small ones, but I'll be able to brush inside there. I think it's actually an old ice machine brush, but you ain't using an ice machine no more because I'd use it for random crap. And I don't work on many ice machines. So we're gonna loosen everything up we can. Like I said, brush in and out, loosen everything up inside we can. And then we're gonna blow the crap out of it again and see if I can try to stay out of the way and not turn black again. Stay as clean as possible. Here's the one plus about having a maintenance shop on site. I got a vise, so we'll orientate everything the right way. But this will make gas valve change a whole lot easier. New gas valve's in. We're ready to go as soon as I'm ready. And this is my long brush. So it's not too tight, but it goes all the way in there, so we can at least brush. Oh yeah, I have a feeling a couple brushes on this thing. I'm gonna clean this, wipe it down with a rag every time, that way I'm not pushing any soot back in there, but I think just breaking it loose, and then I think we're gonna get a lot more soot out of this thing. I might have to set a tripod up and have two hands to see if I can't blow the crap out of it. It's the same thing on that other tube. I mean, it's all soot. Somebody did comment it would have been interesting to get a combustion analysis, you know, before with the 6 inches, and then after with my partial cleaning, and then now with a full cleaning. It would have been interesting to see the results, but I don't have a combustion analysis tool on my truck, so we ain't doing that. We don't typically run combustion analysis on packaged rooftop units like this. Let me know what y'all do. I mean, I know it's a useful tool, but it's not something we typically do on a package unit. It's kind of one of the, you know, set the gas pressure, verify it's right, and set it and forget it. So we're gonna keep brushing, get all this crap out of here, and then we'll blow it out and try to stay out of the way of the black dust cloud that's coming. So we got some soot out of it. I was actually able to get into the small tubes as well. The sun's at my back now, so I got shadows and it's hard to see. But what I want to do, there's a crap ton of soot in these, and luckily I was able to get in there even though the indentions are there. So I just want to get as much of this soot out that I can see on the edge here before I go brushing again. I brushed everything one good time, and you can see we got a lot of crap out of it. So I want to get everything at the edge, pull it out, and then brush it again. I'm just rotating that brush as I get inside of there and as I pull it out, and we're just breaking all that stuff up. The nitrogen's going to do the rest of the work for us. And then I really don't need any gaskets either. As long as we don't damage, this is just a thin film. The gasket here, I mean, that's right here. So the gasket's in, well, it's not gasket, it's insulation, but it's in good shape and should seal everything back just fine. I think I do have a gasket for that combustion motor now, so I won't have to be too careful with that. We'll try to get that replaced as well. So the other thing we can do, you can see all the holes now. Just come in here and kind of shake things up a little bit. Make sure we get everything loose, because I can't get here. I mean, the other option is to pull this entire heat exchanger out and wash it out. Take a water hose to it and flush it. But I don't see the need in doing that. You're gonna tear, you pull these things out, you always tear crap up. So I think this is an easier, better plan. By the time you pull the whole thing out, you might as well change the thing. It's 8 years old, something like that. So what do? We're gonna get them some years out of this, get them some more life out of this guy. But we did get a lot of crap out of it, and this will be interesting when I blow it out to see how much was actually left in there, because we got a lot of crap out the first time. I think, honestly, the first time I blew through here and we saw it all come here, and that's because I was blowing through this tube and then back out everything else, I guess. But from where that combustion motor sits here, I couldn't get to this tube, so this tube never got blown out. So there's gonna be some soot trapped in there. So we've got some options here. I got gasket material. I don't know if any of these are actually fit the damn combustion, but we can, worst case scenario, cut it out. I mean, the gasket on that motor is still fine, but I do have some gasket material to play with if I need to. I got a new van too. It's still kind of a mess. I'm still working a whole lot of stuff out, but kind of like it. A little bit longer, same Chevy, just a little bit longer. Look at all that black and yellow. This is gonna be fun. I'll try to stay out of the way as much as I can. Just got a rag, kind of hold pressure on one tube. These are gonna be the same, two small ones, so they should connect, and then the two big ones should connect on the outside because we don't have our plate here. So I'm gonna go through both ways on all of them, and we'll see what comes out of it. As I thought it might be. Did pretty good the first time, I guess. So, could have been worse. I think we got a lot of crap out of it. Those tubes look good now. You're still on a tripod, so you can't really see. But I think we're gonna be all right. I might brush again. I mean, I've got all this apart, so I mean, I'm probably gonna brush. I've got time. And these look really good, actually. Even all the way back to the U-bends. I had time allotted, obviously, to do all this, so I want to make sure it's as clean as possible before I go. So I'm going to brush it a few more times and blow it a few more times and do everything I can to get all that crap out of there. I mean, it would be fine right now. I think throw it back together, it's going to be good. But that's kind of where I'm at. So we got everything ready to go. We're gonna wipe some of this other stuff down too. Same way with the headers. Can't do a whole lot with this. I kind of lightly brushed it to get the majority of the soot off, but some of those stains are gonna stay even on, you know, the combustion air and the exhaust. Without painting, those stains aren't gonna come out. I guess I could try degreaser or something, but I don't think it's gonna help. But that's where we're at. Let's make sure it's clean and then get all this crap put back together. So I went through 2 tanks of nitrogen, and you can see these have cleaned up pretty well. I don't know that I'm gonna get it any cleaner than it is. I brushed again, and like I said, 2 full tanks of nitrogen with good pressure. And I mean, the tubes look amazing. You ain't getting them much cleaner than that. Hell, the water hoses get them clean, but how much cleaner? And a whole lot of extra work, I would assume. Then you gotta let it dry out. That's a whole nother problem in itself. As long as you get access to all of them and you got a brush and good pressure, I'd say this is the way to go. So let's start putting everything back together, and then we're gonna fire this guy off. I gotta find the gasket for that. So let's check our inlet gas pressure. Manometer 8.2. That's right where we were the last time. So I'm gonna swap ports on the outlet. We've got all this guy together, obviously. All looks good. We're cleaned up the best we can. New gasket on the combustion motor. We're gonna see how this guy looks now. See if it looks any better than it did last time. Looked pretty good when I got here, so we got a little bit more crap out of it. I think we're gonna be all right. Everything's secured, wired back in, and gas valve's on. Kick the power on. I'm gonna have to jump it out. It's like 65 degrees out here right now, so I'm gonna burn them out of there, but we're zeroed out there. Let's jump it out and get it in heat and see what happens. It's not blowing soot at me. See where we're at, adjust if we need to. The glare's got y'all not seeing much. It helps if you turn the gas back on. Not fast enough. That looks good. We're at 3.4. We're gonna drop down because we want 3.3. 3.3. I mean, those burners look pretty good to me. I don't see anything. I mean, like last time we were burning soot and stuff off. We've got, you know, good air coming here. Got the gas pressure set. We're gonna let it run for a little while. I'll probably get another temporize on it. It's a low heat package, so we had a 40-degree rise last time. That's about where we're gonna be with the same gas pressure. But we shouldn't have to worry about anything else sitting up. New gasket on the combustion motor, and we were careful with this thing, so it's gonna last them until the heat exchanger gives out, as long as nobody messes with this gas pressure again. And I'm gonna have a tag that says don't touch the damn thing without calling me, and we'll go from there. So I just thought I'd give y'all a look into the repair, because I don't always get to do repairs. I usually get stuck with just running service, so kind of slow and nice now. The wind's blowing. I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate all y'all. Leave Trey Bear and you found it. See y'all next time.